Captain Liam stood on the busy spaceport of Earth's new interstellar embassy. Around him, beings from many different worlds moved about, speaking in strange languages and wearing clothes that seemed from another time. Liam was used to this, now. As a respected space explorer, he had traveled far and met many alien species. But today, his thoughts were with someone very special, Solara, his new wife. Solara was not from Earth. She belonged to the Illyrians, a peaceful and proud alien species known for their calm nature and strong traditions. The Illyrians had only recently joined the Galactic Alliance, and their leaders wanted to build strong friendships with humans. So when Liam and Solara met during a diplomatic mission, their marriage was arranged to unite their two peoples. The wedding had been simple, but beautiful. Solara wore a soft, shimmering gown that changed colors in the light. Her eyes were deep blue, calm and wise. Liam had never expected to marry an alien, but something about Solara's quiet strength had drawn him to her. Now, as they stood side by side, the new chapter of their lives had just begun. After the wedding ceremony, the couple moved into a small home near the embassy. The house was filled with gifts from both human and Illyrian friends. Liam hoped the new life would be peaceful, but he soon learned that Illyrian culture had customs very different from his own. One evening, as they sat in their living room, Solara looked at Liam with a serious face. "Liam," she said softly, "there is something I must ask you, something important." Liam raised his eyebrows. "Of course, Solara. You can ask me anything." She took a deep breath and continued. "My younger sister, Lyra, has trouble with her social skills. In Illyrian culture, young women rarely meet with males before marriage. It is traditional. But on Earth, this causes her difficulty. She is shy and does not know how to speak with men. I want you to help her. Will you?" Liam blinked in surprise. The request was unusual. He had not expected to help his wife's sister in such a personal way. "Help her how?" "To gain experience with males," Solara said quietly. "To learn how to be comfortable, how to speak, how to understand. So she can live happily here." Liam paused. The idea was strange to him, but he loved Solara and wanted to help her family. "I will do my best," he said after a moment. "But I don't know much about your customs. You will have to teach me." Solara smiled faintly. "I will." The next day, Liam met Lyra. She was much younger than Solara, with soft silver hair and large, curious eyes. She looked nervous when Liam entered the room. Her body language was stiff, and she avoided eye contact. "Hello, Lyra," Liam said gently. "Your sister told me you might need some help." Lyra nodded, but said nothing. Liam understood her silence. In many cultures, meeting new people could be difficult. He sat down and smiled kindly. "I'm not scary. We can talk slowly." Lyra's eyes flicked up briefly. "I want to learn," she whispered. That was all Liam needed. Over the next days, he spent time with Lyra, helping her practice simple things: how to smile, how to make eye contact, how to listen and respond. They talked about human customs, about friendship, and about being confident. Liam found the task more rewarding than he expected. Lyra was a quick learner, and her curiosity was strong. She asked many questions about Earth and humans. Liam shared stories about his travels and about the different people he had met. At the same time, Liam also learned about the Illyrians. Solara explained the deep reasons behind their traditions: the need to protect young women, the value of respect, and the hope for lasting marriages. But some Illyrians did not like the idea of Liam helping Lyra. Rumors began to spread in the embassy. Some said Liam was taking advantage of the situation. Others whispered about breaking traditions. Solara felt the pressure and worried for her sister. Liam knew they had to be careful. He spoke with the Illyrian elders and explained his true intentions. Slowly, They began to trust him, seeing that he only wanted to help. Lyra grew more confident, day by day. She started to smile more often and spoke with others at the embassy. She even joined some social gatherings, though still shy. One afternoon, Liam watched as Lyra laughed with a group of young humans and aliens. He felt proud. This was more than learning social skills. It was a step toward a new life, one that mixed the best of both cultures. Solara came to him quietly. "Thank you, Liam," she said. "You are helping more than just Lyra. You are helping all of us." Liam smiled. "I never thought this would be part of our life together, but I'm glad it is." The story of Liam, Solara, and Lyra was just beginning. What started as a shocking request would turn into a journey of trust, understanding, and new friendships. After the first few days, Captain Liam realized that helping Lyra would be a bigger challenge than he thought. She was quiet and shy, but her eyes showed a deep desire to learn. He understood this was not just about manners or small talk. It was about helping her find confidence in a world very different from hers. One morning, Liam went to the embassy's common room where Lyra usually stayed. She was sitting alone by the window, watching ships come and go through the glass. Her silver hair caught the sunlight, making it shine like a soft glow. "Good morning, Lyra," Liam said gently as he approached. Lyra looked up quickly, then looked away. "Good morning," she whispered. Liam sat down next to her. "How are you feeling today?" She thought for a moment. "Nervous?" "That's okay. Everyone feels nervous sometimes." Liam smiled. "What would you like to practice today?" Lyra hesitated. "Talking, with males, like you." Liam nodded. "All right. We can start slow." He explained how humans greet each other. A simple hello, a smile, and looking in the eyes show respect and kindness. Then he showed her how to listen carefully, how to wait for someone to finish before speaking, and how to ask questions to keep the conversation going. At first, Lyra tried to repeat everything perfectly. Her voice was soft, and sometimes she stumbled over words. But Liam was patient. He encouraged her gently, telling her it was okay to make mistakes. After a while, Liam invited some friends from the embassy to join. They were from different planets. Some looked like humans, others very different. They all wanted to help Lyra learn. One of the visitors was Joran, a tall, friendly man from the planet Visara. He smiled warmly when Liam introduced him. "Hello, Lyra. It's nice to meet you." Lyra bowed her head slightly and said, "Hello." Joran spoke slowly and clearly, making it easier for Lyra to understand. They talked about simple things, favorite foods, hobbies, and places they wanted to visit. Lyra listened carefully and answered with more confidence than before. Liam watched her closely and felt hope. As days passed, Liam noticed something surprising. Lyra was not just learning to talk with males. She was learning about trust. She was slowly opening her heart to new friendships and new experiences. Solara watched from a distance with mixed feelings. She was proud of her sister, but worried. Illyrian culture protected young women carefully, and breaking these old rules was not easy. Some elders whispered their doubts, and Solara feared for Lyra's future. One evening, Solara came to Liam. "Liam, thank you for helping Lyra, but we must be cautious. There are many who do not understand." Liam nodded. "I know, but Lyra needs to live in this new world. We must help her find her place." Solara sighed but agreed. The next challenge came when Lyra attended her first social dinner with humans and aliens. Liam prepared her carefully. He explained how people would speak, how to smile, how to join conversations. At the dinner, Lyra felt nervous. The room was full of voices and laughter. She saw many eyes watching her. Liam stayed near her, giving quiet support. Slowly, Lyra began to join in. She smiled and asked questions. She told a short story about her home world, making the group listen with interest. The other guests were kind and welcoming. One of them, a young woman named Mira from Earth, took Lyra's hand gently. "You're doing great. Just be yourself." Lyra's eyes shone with gratitude. By the end of the night, she was laughing softly and seemed more at ease. Liam was proud. Solara was proud. Even the skeptical Illyrian elders saw the change. Meanwhile, Liam learned much about Illyrian culture from Solara. He found that their traditions were not meant to control, but to protect. Illyrians believed that young women should not be rushed into relationships. They valued respect and thought deep bonds grew slowly. Liam admired this, but he also knew that the galaxy was changing. Different species lived side by side. To survive and grow, they must learn to understand each other. One day, Liam and Lyra walked through the embassy gardens. The trees were tall and strange, with glowing leaves. Birds with bright feathers sang in the branches. Lyra stopped and looked at Liam. "You have helped me much." Liam smiled. "You have helped me too, Lyra. You teach me about patience and hope." Lyra smiled back, her first real smile since they met. But not everything was easy. Some diplomats whispered behind closed doors. They questioned the marriage and the unusual request. Some said Liam was breaking traditions. Others thought Lyra might bring trouble. One day, Liam overheard a conversation between two alien officials. They spoke quietly but clearly. "If the humans and Illyrians do not follow customs, what will happen to the alliance? Trust will break. Old ways must be respected." Liam knew he had to protect Solara and Lyra from these threats. He spoke to the Illyrian ambassador, a wise elder named Varek. "I want to help my wife and her sister. I mean no harm, but some are watching us closely." Varek looked serious. "You must be careful, Captain. Traditions are strong here." Liam promised to be careful. Varek nodded slowly. "If you prove your honor, some may accept this." Liam left feeling the weight of responsibility. He was not just helping Lyra learn about males. He was helping two cultures find peace. As weeks passed, Lyra's confidence grew. She began to speak more, smile more, and even joke at times. Liam saw her slowly become part of their strange new world. One afternoon, Solara took Liam aside. "Our family is changing," she said quietly. "Thanks to you, Lyra is finding her voice. But there is more to come." Liam looked at her. "I am ready." Solara smiled softly. "So am I." The journey was only beginning. The days grew brighter as Liam, Solara, and Lyra settled into their new life. The embassy buzzed with activity, and more aliens came and went every day. Lyra's confidence was growing, and Liam was proud to see the shy girl slowly transform. But there was still much to learn. Illyrian culture was rich with traditions that Liam did not yet fully understand. Solara decided it was time for him and Lyra to learn deeper lessons about respect, patience, and the meaning behind their customs. One afternoon, Solara took Liam and Lyra to a quiet garden inside the embassy. The garden was filled with tall trees that shimmered with soft light, and small pools of water reflected the colors of the sky. "This place is special," Solara said. "It is where we learn about ourselves and others." Liam looked around. "It's beautiful." Solara smiled. "Here, I will teach you about Illyrian ways." She began with the story of the Illyrians' ancient past. They had once been a warrior race, strong and proud, but they learned long ago that strength alone was not enough. Peace and understanding were the true paths to survival. "Our traditions," Solara explained, "were created to protect us, to teach respect and care. The rules about young women and men are part of this." Lyra listened quietly, her eyes wide. Solara continued, "It is not just about staying apart. It is about learning trust slowly. about knowing that relationships must be built on respect and care. Liam nodded, feeling the weight of her words. I see. It makes sense. Later, Solara invited other Illyrians to join them in the garden. They were elders and teachers, patient and wise. They shared stories, songs, and lessons about Illyrian history and values. Lyra was eager to listen. She felt proud to learn about her people's past and hopes for the future. Liam saw how these lessons helped her not only understand her culture, but also find her own place within it. One day, Solara surprised Liam and Lyra with a visit to a cultural exchange event. The embassy hall was decorated with flags and symbols from many worlds. Aliens gathered to share their food, music, and stories. Liam introduced Lyra to many people from different species and backgrounds. She tried new foods, listened to new languages, and danced carefully with a group of young Illyrians. Liam noticed how much Lyra enjoyed the event. She was smiling more freely than ever, but the greatest surprise came when Lyra spoke to the crowd. With a steady voice, she told a story from her childhood about her dreams, her fears, and her hopes for a future where Illyrians and humans could live together in peace. The room was silent for a moment. Then applause filled the hall. Solara's eyes shone with pride. Liam felt a deep respect for Lyra. She had grown from a shy girl into a brave young woman. That night, as they returned home, Solara shared a secret. There is more to Lyra than most know, she said quietly. She has gifts of understanding and courage. Liam looked at Lyra, who was smiling softly but looked tired. I believe it, he said. As the weeks passed, Liam saw Lyra use her new skills in unexpected ways. She helped mediate small disputes among young aliens. She showed kindness to those who felt lost or alone. Liam realized that helping Lyra was not just about teaching social skills, it was about helping her find strength and purpose. At the same time, Liam's relationship with Solara deepened. They shared long talks about their worlds, their hopes, and their fears. Liam admired Solara's quiet wisdom and strength. One evening, Solara took Liam's hand. There is something I must tell you, she said softly. Liam listened carefully as Solara explained a hidden problem within Illyrian society. Some groups opposed change and wanted to keep the old ways strictly. They saw Lyra's learning as a threat to tradition. They may try to stop us, Solara said, but we must stand strong. Liam squeezed her hand. We will face it together. The next day, Liam received a message from the embassy leaders. They requested a meeting to discuss the situation. In the meeting room, Liam, Solara, and Lyra faced a group of serious Illyrian elders. The elders spoke carefully but firmly. They expressed concern about the marriage and Lyra's new role. They warned that breaking tradition could cause unrest. Liam stood tall. I respect your traditions, but the galaxy is changing. We must find ways to live together, to understand each other. Solara added, Lyra is not just learning to speak with males. She is learning to lead, to bring hope. After long discussion, the elders agreed to give them time. They would watch carefully but allowed Lyra to continue her growth. Relieved, Liam and Solara left the room. That was hard, Liam said. But necessary, Solara nodded. Trust takes time. Lyra smiled, feeling stronger than ever. Life at the embassy moved forward. Liam continued to help Lyra practice and learn. She attended more events and met many new friends. One day, Liam noticed Lyra speaking confidently with a group of alien diplomats. They listened closely to her ideas. He realized she was becoming a bridge between worlds, a symbol of hope and unity. The shocking request that had seemed so strange at first was now showing its true meaning. Together, Liam, Solara, and Lyra were building a new future, one where old traditions could meet new possibilities, and that future was full of promise. The embassy was alive with activity as usual, but beneath the surface, tension was growing. Liam could feel it, unease in the air. The unusual marriage and Lyra's new role were causing more than just curiosity. Some people were watching them, closely, waiting for a chance to use their situation for their own gain. One afternoon, Liam was in the main hall when he overheard two diplomats speaking quietly near the entrance, the humans meddling with Illyrian traditions. "It could weaken the alliance," said one, his voice low and sharp. "Yes," replied the other. "If the elders lose control, others will follow. This is dangerous." Liam frowned. He knew these words carried threat, not just to him or his family, but to the fragile peace between their peoples. He found Solara later in their home, her face troubled. "They talk against us," she said softly. "I fear for Lyra." Liam took her hands in his. "We will protect her, together." But protection was not easy. The political games at the embassy were complex. Some factions wanted to use the marriage as a tool for power. Others saw Lyra's growing confidence as a weakness to exploit. Liam and Solara knew they had to be careful. They began to watch closely, learning who could be trusted. One day, a message came from the Illyrian ambassador Varek. He asked to meet Liam in private. In the quiet room, Varek spoke with calm seriousness. "Captain Liam, there are forces that wish to harm your family," he said. "They believe breaking tradition is a threat to Illyrian identity. You must be cautious." Liam nodded. "I understand. But how can we stop this?" Varek looked thoughtful. "Trust is our strongest shield. Build it with those who stand for peace." Liam left the meeting with a plan forming in his mind. That evening, Liam gathered a small group of trusted friends, humans and aliens alike. Among them were Joran from Visara and Mira from Earth, both loyal and brave. "We must watch over Solara and Lyra," Liam said. "There are those who want to harm them or use them." Joran nodded. "We will stand with you." Mira smiled. "Together, we are stronger." The group began quietly protecting the family. They attended social events, always near Solara and Lyra. They helped with messages, guarded conversations, and kept an eye out for threats. At the same time, Lyra was growing stronger. The fear in her eyes was slowly replaced by determination. One afternoon, Liam found her practicing a speech in the embassy garden. "I will not be silent," she said firmly. "I will speak for my people, for our future." Liam smiled. "You have come far, Lyra. I am proud." Lyra looked at him, gratitude shining in her eyes. But the threats were not only political. One night, the family's home was broken into. Nothing was stolen, but the message was clear. Someone wanted to scare them. Solara was frightened, but Liam stayed calm. "We will not let fear control us," he said. "We will face this together." The security at the embassy was increased. The loyal group worked even harder. Slowly, the whispers of doubt began to fade. Many began to see that Liam and Solara's family was strong, united, and honest. The elders who once doubted Lyra's place now watched with respect. One day, the Illyrian ambassador Varek came to Liam with a rare smile. "You have shown great courage and honor," he said. "The alliance is stronger because of you." Liam nodded humbly. "Thank you." But the journey continues. As the days passed, Liam, Solara, and Lyra grew closer. Their bond was tested but never broken. Solara shared her worries and hopes. "I believe Lyra will change Illyrian society," she said quietly. "She is the future," Liam agreed, "and I will stand by her side." Together, they faced the challenges ahead. They knew that trust, Courage and love were the strongest weapons against fear. The galaxy was vast and full of danger, but also full of hope. And their family was ready. The sky above the embassy had never seemed so heavy. Dark clouds rolled in from the edge of the system, and reports from neighboring star systems spoke of unrest. The Galactic Alliance was facing a crisis, a threat that could tear apart the fragile peace between many species, including humans and Illyrians. Captain Liam stood at the command center, watching the glowing map of star systems. He knew this was the true test for the Alliance and for his family. The strange marriage that had begun with uncertainty was now a symbol of hope for unity. Solara joined him, her face calm but serious. "This threat is unlike anything we have faced before," she said. "We must work together." Liam nodded. "Lyra has prepared well. Her skills and courage will be needed." Lyra stood nearby, listening quietly. She had grown from a shy girl to a confident young woman. Her training with Liam had taught her how to communicate, to lead, and to understand different cultures. Now, the time had come to use those lessons. The threat was a rogue fleet from a distant star system, hostile and determined to conquer new worlds. Their ships moved fast and their weapons were powerful. The Alliance had to act quickly. Liam was chosen to lead a combined force of humans and Illyrians. It was a risky mission, but a chance to prove that two very different cultures could fight as one. The preparations were intense. Pilots trained side by side, strategists from both sides, shared plans, and diplomats worked to keep communication open. Lyra took a different role. She became a liaison between the forces, using her knowledge of Illyrian and human ways to help solve misunderstandings and calm tensions. During a tense meeting, an Illyrian officer questioned a human commander. Voices rose, and frustration filled the room. Lyra stepped forward, speaking softly but firmly. "We share the same goal. Let us remember our promise to protect each other." Her words quieted the room. Slowly, respect returned, and the group focused on the task ahead. The battle came sooner than expected. The fleet met the enemy near a vital space station. Liam's ship moved swiftly through the stars, coordinating attacks and defenses. Solara piloted an Illyrian vessel, her skill unmatched. Together, they led the charge. The fight was fierce. Explosions lit the dark void, and ships danced between stars like fireflies. Lyra worked in the command center, sending messages, encouraging pilots, and keeping the Alliance united. At a critical moment, a group of enemy ships tried to flank the Allies. Liam ordered a daring move. Human and Illyrian pilots formed a tight formation, trusting each other completely. The maneuver worked. The enemy was pushed back. When the battle ended, the Allies had won, but the cost was high. Many ships were damaged and lives lost. In the quiet aftermath, Liam, Solara, and Lyra gathered with their team. Solara placed a hand on Lyra's shoulder. "You did well today?" Lyra smiled tiredly. "We did it together." Liam looked at them. "Well, this is just the beginning. The Alliance must grow stronger." The victory sent a message across the galaxy. Differences could be strength, and unity could defeat any enemy. Back at the embassy, celebrations were quiet but meaningful. The story of a human captain, his Illyrian wife, and her brave sister inspired many. Liam watched as Lyra spoke with young aliens and humans, sharing her experiences and hopes for the future. Solara joined him. "They see what we have built. A family, a team, a future." Liam nodded. And it started with a simple request. They both smiled, knowing how far they had come. The crisis was not over, but they were ready. Together, they could face any challenge. The galaxy was vast, but with trust and courage, the stars seemed a little closer. The galaxy was quieter now. The crisis had passed, but its lessons remained. Captain Liam stood on the balcony of the embassy, looking out at the stars. The sky was clear, filled with countless points of light that seemed to promise new hopes. Solara joined him quietly, her hand finding his. Together they watched the peaceful night. "It feels different," she said softly, "like something new is starting." Liam nodded. "We have changed things. For our family. For the Alliance." Behind them, inside the embassy, Lyra was speaking, with a group of young diplomats. Her voice was steady, full of confidence. She no longer seemed the shy girl who once feared speaking with males. She was a leader now, ready to take on the future. Later, as the evening grew late, Liam, Solara, and Lyra gathered in their home. It was a small but warm place filled with memories of their journey, photos from their travels, gifts from friends, and tokens of their culture decorated the walls. Liam looked at Solara. "Do you remember the day you made that request? When you asked me to help Lyra?" Solara smiled. "It was unexpected for both of us." Lyra laughed softly. "At first I was scared, but you helped me grow." Liam smiled back. "You taught me more than I taught you." The three shared a quiet moment, feeling the strength of their bond. Their journey had not been easy. There were moments of fear, doubt, and challenge. But through trust and love, they had built something stronger than tradition alone. Solara spoke about the changes in Illyrian society. "Our elders are beginning to see that old ways can change, that new ways can bring strength." Lyra added, "I want to help build a future where all young people can choose their path, with respect and freedom." Liam felt proud. "And I will stand with you every step." The next day, the embassy held a ceremony. Leaders from many worlds gathered to celebrate peace and friendship. Lyra was invited to speak. She stood before the crowd, her voice clear and strong. "We are not just from different worlds," she said. "We are one family in this vast galaxy. When we trust and help each other, we can overcome any challenge." The crowd applauded, many, moved by her words. Later, Liam noticed a group of young Illyrians approaching Lyra with smiles and questions. They looked inspired. Solara whispered to Liam, "She is a symbol of hope." Liam nodded. "And proof that change is possible." The ceremony ended. Liam felt a quiet peace. The galaxy was still full of unknowns, but their family was ready. Solara squeezed his hand. "Together we can face whatever comes." Lyra joined them, her eyes shining. "A new beginning." The three stood united, looking out at the stars. Their story was a reminder that trust, courage, and understanding could build bridges between worlds, and with those bridges, the galaxy could become a place of peace and hope for all.